Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hey,
We're back again.
what's up?
I don't know. Not thinking at all about any of these new games that have been revealed or announced.
I saw some people chatting just now a little bit. I actually thought Perfect Dark looked really cool.
Yeah.
I liked that they focused a lot on the sort of. It kind of looked like there was a focus on like espionage and like sort of figuring out how to sort of manipulate maybe enemies in your surroundings and stuff like that. Sort of have like an open-ended approach, which I saw someone just now saying like it's not Perfect Dark, but I do feel like that kind of gets to the heart of what Perfect Dark was originally intended to be. That kind of flexible approach. It's less flexible in a lot of ways than GoldenEye, I feel, but I feel like that it gets to the spirit of what those games were trying to be at that time, I think.
Do you think that? Did Zero feel like it was in the same series as the first game? So at this point, like, are you just saying like, is the idea of what Perfect Dark is? If it's not, it doesn't feel like it's part of that series. Like, are you just thinking about that first game?
Really, just that first game. I mean, it's never. It is.
So if they're all different, then it's saying that it doesn't matter,
right?
Right.
It has thus far failed to establish like
a consistent style.
Or... This is what Perfect Dark is. This is what we should stick with.
Exactly.
Although there is the Game Boy Color game.
Yeah.
Which I've not played a lot of. I got it back in the day, but like I just couldn't really get into it. And in terms of like character design and stuff, sticks similar to the original. But aside from that one little, almost doesn't count thing, I would say. Like,
yeah,
you're right. There's been no like consistent, like what is Perfect Dark, but I look to what Perfect Dark could be or could aspire to be is kind of, I see the through line as being what connects GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, or even what connects them to Time Splitters 2.
Right.
Which, while this looked different from that, certainly, I did get vibes that made me hopeful that it's somewhat related in that direction. I liked that there was like a focus on like figuring things out and maybe manipulating things in the environment versus not a huge emphasis on like gunplay and stuff, right? Which of course, fundamentally GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, and all it is a lot of the shooty shoots, but I like that. But since there is so much of that now, I like the idea of like maybe like stepping back from that and having more flexible approaches to how you approach the situations. I mean, maybe you can just go all out on the shooty shoots if you want to, but it looks like you don't have to, which is what I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
It did. I did think it looked cool,
and I barely played Zero, so I can't really talk too much about it.
It's not,
but I feel like there's only way. It's only going to be an improvement. It'd be hard to make something that's like not even as good as that.
Yes, I agree.
Unless you intend for it like to be super generic and not great. But other than that, I mean, the thing that I'm most excited about, and you called it as we were watching, is a trailer for that game Mixtape, which is like it is squarely aimed at me.
It is targeting you like so specifically.
Yeah.
Like you are the only reason they decide to make that game. Is like, all right, this is
or like specifically Carlson. Like people exactly like me. Yes. I guess. Yes. But I think that looks really cool, and the music choices is going to be great. Like I'm so into that. And I don't know, I've been meaning to play. I think that their last game that, like, I don't know if it's like that specific team was Artful Escape. So that is something I've not played, but
I know that name, but I don't know anything about it.
It's on that Annapurna collection, and it kind of has a
actually, that's right here.
Yeah, it's on there, and I've I almost like played it the other night because I was thinking about it and thought I'd give it a shot, but I did not. But yeah,
the reason this is still even sitting on my desk is because like it's got so freaking many games in it, and like I don't know how to add this to my backloggery. Like, or some of these games I even want to play. A lot of them may not be, so I don't know if I want to have it as like marked unfinished on my backloggery. I don't know. It's just because there's 12 freaking games on this thing.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know how to add to my backloggery, and so I just haven't. I want to make the time to like check them out and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this seems like something I could get into, or not. I don't.
Yeah, you can mark them as shelved. For collections, what I've been doing is just marking them as none. And then I'll figure it out later.
Is not but I don't want to not mark something as unfinished that I might want to play. So I want to sample them a little bit and be like, or oh yeah. I was kind of laughing. There's I download a few games on Game Pass the other week, which Game Pass for me is almost like a demo for buying PS5 physical copies. Yeah, like I tried that. I was like, oh, like here's some games I want to try. Like I saw a thing like, oh, these games are leaving Game Pass or whatever. I'm like, okay, let me look. And there was like one that was like Bramble the Mountain King. And I'm like, I feel like I'd seen the artwork for it somewhere before, but just like didn't pay any attention. And I'm like, oh, I'll try this. And I'm like, oh, like this guy has a cool vibe to it. This seems like something I could get into. And I look it up, and there's like a $25 PS5 copy on Amazon. And I'm like, well,
there you go.
Well, I tried it for like 15 minutes, and then I gave PlayStation money instead.
Yeah,
just because like I trust them with physical media more, right?
Right, so, and at
least for now.
On the flip side, I was thinking about how, I guess with 360 Store shutting down next month, for some reason I feel that buying things digitally from Microsoft is probably safer than buying from Sony. I've been thinking about that recently. I don't know if that's the case, but there's something about it that feels like, if you can't play it on the Xbox hardware, you might be able to play it on something else, anyways.
I don't feel like super safe with either of them digitally right now. But I get what you mean.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that, where I was like, in some ways, like I think that my Xbox Series X will be mostly adorably digital. So, I don't know. Like, I will buy things digitally that are available only digitally, like probably on the Xbox, unless there's a reason to get the PS5 version.
Yeah. In terms of like trust, I would say I trust Steam the most, but I don't love the the PC game environment if I can avoid it.
Right, exactly. But that's why I kind of like.
It's not that bad with the VR stuff though, because I find it's pretty easy. Like, from the experimenting I've been doing with the Quest 3, like you just basically click a button and then it's just like, okay, here's your VR games, and then they just run. So there's not a lot to it necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with VR stuff, like who even knows? Like for some reason VR experiences feel a lot more disposable to me, and I'm okay if like it's not like I don't care about having them forever, probably. In a way, like at least on the Quest, like that's why I prefer to buy the stuff just like directly on the Quest and just have it like live on there. I don't know. Like I think that I have no idea how.
I mean, it makes. I mean, I saw Lord X Musion just saying don't like the PC environment. Why? I mean, this kind of gets to, just this
really
week,
like,
for example, I was playing around with some of the stuff I bought on Steam for VR, and it is easy to launch the game, but I was like experimenting a lot with like the different like settings for like, the refresh rate and trying to understand like, okay, what is like, or like what tier of settings do I need to use for like my graphics card and stuff like that. And I was like, I was bringing up this thing where you could like see your frame rate and stuff. And I was like moving, my character like sideways and, like looking for stutters. And I would see like, oh, the frame rate dipped a little bit. And it's like, in reality, it's like not dropping frames very often, but I'm looking for problems because I believe it is in my control to potentially fix it if I can understand what settings to fix. And that's frustrating to me. Mm-hmm. And then, on the alternative, the free game that came with the Quest 3 was, what's it called? Is it Asgard's Wrath 2, I think is what it's called?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, I haven't tried it yet.
Me either.
Well,
it just came out with a new update, like for the Quest specifically, but I think it runs at a lower frame rate than it did before that.
Well, anyway, like I booted it up this past week, like for the first time, play it for, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. Seems cool. But like there are definitely plenty of moments in it, this game that's running natively on the Quest 3 that, it has stutters, but effectively it's a console game, right? It runs natively on the Quest 3. That's what it runs on. I can't do anything about it if, I notice there's a frame rate hitch here or there. Like the difference between seeing like multiple hitches on something running natively versus like fewer hitches on something running on the PC is like when it's on the PC, I'm like, well, what can I do about this? And that annoys me. And when it happens on, running natively on the unit, I'm just like, well, I can't do anything about it. And I just keep playing and like am somehow less bothered by a experience that might have more quote unquote issues, but just because it's like, well, I can't, it's not in my power to like adjust the graphics parameters. Like I just don't worry about it. And I like that. I like that it's not like the thought of like, what can I do to improve this is not intruding on my experience. I mean, the difference between something like using a scaler with retro games or, using pre-scaling with like retro style modern games is like, that is like more of a presentation layer. And once I have that set, like, it's not like I'm going to be looking for further issues within the game. It's just this one thing that I understand how to get right, like up front. And then it's, to me, a lot of people might not see that as a different thing, but for me, it's a different thing.
Yes. And we want to talk more about this, but I'm going to go ahead and start the game.
Yeah, you should.
So Infidelity, who has like done a whole bunch of these at this point, he's done like Mega Man 1, 2, 4, did Metroid, did Contra recently. And I also have Contra on here. Later on I might play it because I meant to play it like a long time ago and I didn't. It has like a custom soundtrack that's like, it has one. It's like the Rambo music, for like the film music in there. But he did Mega Man 3, and it just came out, I think, 2 days ago. And this is the most recent revision of it.
So is it, do you know if it's just like a pretty straight port, or does it like...
no, I mean...
try to like make any tweaks or
well, watch this intro.
Right.
It's got a really cool like before you get to the menu, it has a pretty cool like scaling SNES style scaling.
It's got the Capcom PS1.
It has that, but I mean it has like this intro. It's kind of amazing. I don't think it has the glitch line. I think he fixed it, but maybe not.
I've always liked that really pleasant, just like English countryside scene. It's like not what you'd expect Mega Man at all.
Right.
That's the end of Mega Man 2, isn't it? If that's
yes,
wrong?
Yeah. Right here, I love this right here, like the scaling. Like, I just think it looks great. Right?
I mean, you know, it's fun what they're doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right. So we have 3 different soundtracks. We have the original one. We have this one's a guitar cover, and also the Wily Wars version.
Oh,
okay. You can't. I mean, you should be hearing that. Is that not going through? Can you hear the?
Always got to be something. Audio going to be audio, which means it's going to be problem.
Okay. So does anybody? Should I do the guitar playthrough by Christoph Met Slowakowski? I guess I'll do the.
Yeah, I guess you can try it.
Yeah.
Are saves compatible with like the different versions? If you wanted to like try a different one, I mean, it probably sounds.
It's
awesome.
passwords, so I don't think it has.
Oh,
it saves.
I wasn't sure if they maybe added something like that. Anyway, I should probably grab a couple of super chats here.
All right, I'm gonna let the title screen music.
I mean, the title screen music is always a classic. There was, as has been the case for the past few streams, a pre-stream from 5 Canadian dropped by Toast. I love that we, whether correct or not, we have settled on a pronunciation here for Toast. Saying Sunday Fun Day, boys. Have a great stream. What is everyone's favorite Mega Man game or Mega Man-like game? I've been enjoying 2023's Gravity Rush. I've not played Gravity Rush yet myself.
I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn on the... Maybe I can crank this up a little bit.
Favorite Mega Man? On balance, I would probably say 3. It definitely has its weirdness with the revisited stages partway through the game. That part of the game is kind of bleh, but I think it's got the best soundtrack in the series. I know there's a lot of fighting in between, 2 and 3 and X. I consider X like a totally separate thing.
You start with Top Man, right?
That's a great question.
I'm pretty sure it's Top Man.
I've never had like a super solid, predictable order for this one. I'm not that great at fighting Snake Man without, with just the Buster, but I often do go to Snake Man's level first just because I like the music so much.
Oh, yeah.
I do think Top Man's relatively easy, if I recall.
Yeah.
I have never like reliably been able to memorize like any Mega Man boss order. Like there's a few that
the first one, 1 and 2, like I definitely have memorized, but outside of that, none.
For a while, I had 9 very memorized because I did a bunch of runs of 9 when that was new.
This is revision A.
it's weird to think of calling it that, because that's like usually the term you would use for like different retail ROMs.
Well, I mean, I think that he has different revisions because glitches get found. So this, I mean, he ports this over like line by line, and I don't know if he used like some different procedure with this one. Like this he seemed to make it seem like this one was a little bit more in depth than the ones he's done previously.
Interesting.
In terms of like how he programmed it or ported it.
And then there was also a notification that Nana Cheesecake has been a member for 18 months in a row.
18. Dang.
Thank you. Saying it's been a hot minute. Happy Mega Sunday. Thank you.
Mega Man. To let you down.
And then also $5 from Gaming Delight, which I recall had a #1 on the Super Chat. I'm not sure if that means like first time or what, but thank you.
Yeah. Probably.
And saying, thanks for the help with my latest video, Coury.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Gaming Delay asked me if I wanted to talk about X-Men versus Street Fighter a little bit in his new video, and of course I did. I mean, X-Men versus Street Fighter was the first game I ever imported. So I had a little bit to talk about in that one.
I'm trying to recall. Is that's not like considered especially good, is it? Or
I mean, the Saturn version with the Ram Cart, is basically arcade perfect.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm thinking of like, is it SNK versus Street Fighter that's not considered good? I feel like at least one of those versus Street Fighter games is like considered not good. But like, Street Fighter is not my thing, so I tend to not really keep it straight in my head what the prevailing.
I mean, it was a big deal because like that, the Saturn version was so good, and then the PlayStation version was really bad. Where it totally removes like the tag team.
The gigantic juggernaut,
and he has no animation. He has no idle animation.
Wow.
I think that we played that when John was here. We played that on stream, and we were like dying laughing about it.
It's coming back to me which game this is.
Yeah, I mean it's the first tag team one. But I have like a 3-minute bit in it where I mean he was like try to keep it under 3 minutes max, and it was like 3 minutes and 6 seconds. I'm like, I'm sorry. I tried. So who's next? Who's after? Is it Snake Man after Top Man?
I mean, you want me to look up?
Yeah, look it up so that.
Because I do not know it off the top of my head. Shadow Man is weak against Top.
Oh. All right. Shadow Man has always scared me, I think. Like, the level just seems scary to me.
I mean, I always think about how he's got the glitches on his, file select portrait.
Yeah, which has been fixed in this. But everyone should check out that video on Gaming Delight's channel. It came out yesterday. But I've been extremely busy with work stuff and a freelance project that I haven't even had a chance to like watch the whole thing myself.
Yeah, I've been working a little bit all along on this month's episode, and so I've got it in a pretty good place, but I've got like some freelance stuff coming along as well. But I've just been recording a bunch of games, writing about the games as I go along. It's Game Boy focused, so I've been enjoying it. It's been a topic I've kind of wanted to explore a lot more for a while, and it's been interesting digging into some of these games. I don't remember if I said what the topic was yet. Maybe I will. I'm doing a video like comparing like DMG monochrome modes versus Super Game Boy versus Game Boy Color for black card games.
I see.
Because I feel like most people are just like, well, it's a, they just think like, oh, they've got to be a Game Boy Color game first and foremost, and you would just play the Super Game Boy game and nothing else, right? And I feel like you would be surprised how often the Game Boy Color version has a fair bit of jank that the regular Game Boy version doesn't. Or even the Super Game Boy stuff might be more impressive than you might think. Good catch on that, Mr. Do. I was, I haven't done like a major overhaul of my backloggery since the remake launched. I did some minor things to like make my banner more compatible with like new format and stuff. I need to do more. Like there's a about drop down, and for like the past 10, 11 years, I've had just my little blurb, my about blurb on my backloggery says "My Life in Gaming," youtube.com/MyLifeInGaming. Backlogger Coury C and I run a YouTube channel called My Life in Gaming. We release 2 to 3 new episodes per month. And I was, it feels so much more prominent on this page than in the old one for some reason. And so, like, I did a strike through. I kept the text, but did a strike through on the re-release 2 to 3 new episodes per month.
So so Sparkman's next. I'm going based on what Fusion Blaster's saying.
Oh, you already beat Shadow Man.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, it does look like Sparkman.
Sporkman. That's what they needed. It's like Sporkman.
But yeah, that was back in the days when we were like, okay, every video needs to be like 10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't last.
Like the comparing the colors and stuff, like that's I don't think there's a lot of any real videos that are like that out there, which I think will be a lot of fun. But it also feels like kind of like a game stack idea. It
does. Like that's been a thought in my head. I'm almost like, man, I hope Joe doesn't like randomly have that in the can. It's going to release live.
Yeah. Well,
I would.
I really wanted to bring it up just so I could talk about the ending skit in the new episode of Game Set.
I watched like the first 15 minutes of it, but I haven't seen the end skit yet.
So it's like an all-time for sure.
Oh, okay.
But he needed a video of a record player, and I filmed my record player for it, which is kind of neat. That's like okay. my dusty, filthy record player shows up at the beginning, or throughout the entire thing. But it's an all-timer for sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, you've got me excited to watch that.
Yeah, this is the Famicom. I don't know if it is. I don't know if GameSack's here or
Sometimes.
not. Sometimes it is.
There was a notification that our good old friend Enchilada Backloggery has been a member for 7 months in a row. Thank you, as always. Saying Mega Man 3 made like this for the SNES is super impressive. Got to thank those who worked hard to bring something like this to life with guitars too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because I'm not seeing the same reactions now in the chat that for a long time it was
why everyone was like why,
and now I think people like have just gotten used to people just doing these well why not kinds of projects, right?
Oh,
so I'm glad to see
I don't know,
people are getting it. I also saw a number of people, including Zodiac, saying getting hyped for the music in this level. This is, every level has good music in this game. My tops are probably Snake Man and Magnet Man.
Yeah,
maybe Magnet Man first. Though it took me longer for it to really sink in how good that one is.
No, stay away from me.
Oh yeah, good vibe collecting. Just pointed out. I wonder if you can still soft lock yourself in this version. I'm sure you can, since I don't think it's intending to, work around anything of the original game's limitations. So, let me see if I can drop a link. Good vibe collecting Mega Man 3. He's good vibe collecting is from our Discord community, and he did a video recently on 5 ways to get soft locked in Mega Man 3.
Wow,
which in other words,
that's incredibly specific.
Yeah, well, it was
Nelly, what are you doing? I didn't even know you were here. You here? Over there? She's like, Rah! Come here.
What?
Come here. What are you doing?
Get over here.
Come here. Come here. Did you hear her just go, Rah!
No.
I had no idea.
What's she barking at? She want your attention?
Come here. Come here. Come here, Bean. Come on over here, Bean Simmons.
Well, anyway, I'm collecting this video. I'm going to drop it in the chat here.
Well, here we go. Watch
the chat.
Testing 1 2.
Watch it later.
Test 1 2.
I mean, it's a fun thing where he marks a number of situations where like you, for example, could not get out of this spot if you happened to fall in here and ran out of rush, rush point or something.
Yeah. Now do you hear her?
I don't. Oh, I might have heard something just now. Is she being weird?
No, she's just like. I play with her, like I roughhouse with her a lot, like more so than like anybody does.
Oh, is she trying to like get you riled up?
Yeah, she wants me to go over and roughhouse with her on the rug over there, because we have like the place and
Well, why don't you turn your camera and go roughhouse on the rug over there?
Because nobody wants to see me like rolling around and roughhousing on the rug with my dog.
We do.
No, well, you can't. There's too much stuff in the way. Anyways.
Of course we want to see.
Nelly, come here. Come say hi at least. You're just gonna sulk off there, saying like, you won't even play with me. I mean, you can play with them.
Welcome's over here. You want to say hi?
I mean, I'll go get her. Hang on. What are you doing? Come here.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna chase
Little girl. Little girl. Yes. Where'd Coury go?
All right. Oh well. Yeah, I went over to get her, and she like wanted me to chase her upstairs. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. All right. So who's after After Sparkman, after Sporkman.
What's...
Magnet. Okay, so Magnet is... That's what Cloud...
Okay, for some reason this list I brought up says use Mega Buster on Snake Man and Magnet Man, but they have to have a weakness. So this list is probably not the best.
I mean, I think this is probably the best song in this one, but I know that
I agree. I also freaking love this level. If you haven't dropped down yet, the cloud layers. Like there's like 4 different, very subtly different shades in the clouds in the background, and that's kind of awesome. Like that's how it is on NES. Like it is a lot of color in the sky. It's very. I just love how subtly it's played. It just feels very natural. I love it.
But in terms of music, I mean, this is the best one after 1 and 2. But I know we've talked about that a lot. I think I saw Zodiac asking. I think that 1 has the best soundtrack. There's too many, between Cutman and Elecman. I think that those are almost. I don't know. They're just so good that nothing has come close, in my opinion, to those two.
There was a 500 yen from Shindo 7.
Thank you.
I reckon if you are indeed over there in Japan, then it's early morning over there. So thanks for tuning in. Saying hi everyone. Mega Man 3 slide equals great addition. Mega Man 4 charge shot equals awful addition. Thoughts? I'm inclined to agree. I think charge can be done well, but for the most part, it's just kind of annoying. It just kind of feels like this extra thing that you need to do because your pea shooter isn't strong enough anymore.
This is
and it's annoying to hold the button all the time. I mind it less in games that my auto charge so that you don't have to hold the button. But then you can arguably lose the ability to just do pea shooter shots. But they're so weak once they add the charge shot. I mean, not every game. Sometimes it's fine. I forget if 11 did this. There's definitely some games I've played where they put
that guy just died. Like, did something. I don't know. It felt glitchy. I may have seen a glitch.
I think that enemy. I think he was doing. Doesn't that enemy do like a springy thing? He may have just died 1 frame after he was doing an animation. I don't think it was. Anyway, there are some games, maybe 11, I forget what, where you can still have the Mega Buster. The Mega Buster is just on the one button, and then your equipped weapon is on a different button. And I feel like that's kind of a nice thing.
Okay, hard.
Yeah, I agree. The slide is a great addition. I actually prefer the slide overall over the dash in Mega Man X, I would say. Although I like both, but I think I prefer the slide overall. I agree that's kind of, Mega Man 9 went back to Mega Man 2 mechanics, kind of as, I think...
See, that's what
a symbolic thing almost more than anything else, I think. Because that's the fan favorite. But I think they didn't necessarily need to go that far back, because I do think slide is fantastic. Charging though, it's just an unnecessary extra thing that doesn't really add much of anything satisfying.
Yeah.
You know, another. Actually, I'll tell you what I think, and this could maybe get back to the favorite Mega Man-like game. You know, Kid Dracula is kind of Mega Man, and I think it's a really good one. And something that I like about it is that your basic shot, you just fire it by tapping the B button, but you get various abilities over the course of the game, and you use those abilities by charging them up. I think that's the smart way to do it. Where instead of charging being a more powerful version of your regular shot, you always just use shot by tapping the button, and you always use your, you know, special ability by holding the button for a moment. I thought that was a really smart compromise, and something that really impressed me when I played that. And I thought, like, man, I wish more games did this.
I see Mr. Bionks is saying, am I the only one who can't stand Rush, like having to use Rush throughout the levels? And I totally agree. I will let the slide. These days, but at the time, you know, I was like, oh, you know, like they're diluting it too much. Like the combination between that and also having Rush, I feel like that like you know, having Rush is fine if it was like not required. I hate it when it's like when Rush is required.
Well, and that's kind of the thrust of Good Vibe Collecting's video that I linked earlier. Is a lot of those soft locks are because you have to have Rush to get through this. You're unlikely to like be in this situation where you would just like not be able to use Rush, but it could happen. And there are a few that are actually relatively likely.
Yeah.
So I mean.
And it feels like
I agree. I largely agree that I think Mega Man is at its best when it is at its most pure.
Yeah.
But I do think the slide does not overcomplicate, and it adds a great and I think much needed additional mechanic that lets you get
it had to happen
under bosses, like when they're jumping over you and stuff. I think that adds a lot, actually, being able to slide under bosses. Like, for that alone, I think sliding is.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, 100% with you there, Shindo 7. I mean, I certainly tolerate the charge shot. I mean, I still love Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. But I do think it's... I would probably vote for like something like Mega Man 4, maybe, is my favorite one. If it didn't have the baggage of the charge shot.
Alright, who's next?
Hard Man, let's see. Looks like Top Man. Or wait, you already did Top Man. Let's see. What's Gemini? Gemini is weak to Snake. It might be Snake Man next. I believe Zodiac and maybe someone else said that they don't remember Snake Man's weakness working particularly well on him. So maybe Snake Man's just a Mega Buster boss.
Snake Man is?
I mean, not necessarily.
I'm waiting on Fusion Blaster to tell me. Because Fusion Blaster has been...
Okay, well,
guiding me well every single time.
The 3 main bosses aren't particularly weak. I'm looking at videochums.com. The 3 main bosses aren't particularly weak against any weapons that we have, but Snake Man is the easiest, so let's defeat him next. Shadow Blades are fairly strong against him and work well throughout his stage 2, so keep shooting him. Don't forget that you can launch them up and at angles whenever he jumps. Apparently Gemini Man is weak against Snake Man's stuff. And Needle Man is weak against Gemini Laser. But this guy doesn't especially recommend using the weakness.
Right. Well, Shadow Man's weapon is kind of like this game's Metal Blade. You get a lot of uses out of it without it like really draining too much energy. And it's very helpful here.
I really liked the selection of weapons in Mega Man 11. I think that was the best thing about it. And the fact that it had a really good quick select system on the right analog stick. The quick select was very well implemented. And I like how it's like in the actual order of the boss layout.
Wait, what did?
Mega Man 11.
Oh, I don't remember anything about it. I'm surprised there's not been a 12 yet. Isn't it kind of surprising? Because how long was it between 10 and 11, and now and 11?
Oh gosh, I mean, it felt like it was quite a long time. Let's see here. I'm sure I can.
I feel like 11 did well for them. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 was 2008, 10 was 2010, 11 was 2018. So it was 8 years.
Okay.
So it's not been quite as long yet. But I thought
getting close. Honestly.
But that was one of the things that I did really like about it was the boss weapons. Not all of them, but on balance, I thought it was maybe arguably the best set of boss weapons, where I felt like a lot of them had very useful mechanics that were useful throughout the levels, and it wasn't like I was just like sticking to 1 or 2 or none of them. I was using quite a few of them very regularly. I apologize. We keep getting sidetracked by these conversations. There was a $10 super chat from hold on to your butts here, Doc Brown himself. All right, Doc Brown dropped a $10 super chat. Thank you so
Docky
much.
B.
Yep, old Doc B. Saying happy Sunday, guys. Love me some Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Me too. A super fighting robot Mega Man.
I love that those missiles have eyes on them, and the eyes are just like showing through the cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, he got me. Dang, that guy comes right after you, like as soon as you warp in the level.
Oh yeah, Mr. D has a good point. We could possibly ask Doc Brown when Mega Man 12 comes out.
Yes.
They'd probably get very mad at us though for wanting to know the future.
Yeah. Mega Man Legends is on my playlist this year, and I've like neglected it so severely. It's almost embarrassing. Just because I don't know what just happened there, but it happened. Oh, I like the a pretty good password.
I feel like that could happen in
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the hitbox detection on those platforms is pretty jank, if I recall.
Yeah.
Infinity Switch was saying, I feel like if they're going to make another Mega Man game, they should add another entry to the X series and go back to side-scrolling. I mean, I'm a little surprised that they never tried to do like a nostalgia sequel to Mega Man X that, looked like the Super Nintendo games. That is surprising to me. I don't know why they haven't done that. Like, really try to capitalize on what made like the first X very specifically so beloved. Although I maintain that Mega Man X2 is nearly as good. Like, not a popular opinion, I think, but I don't know. I like X a lot, X1 a lot, but I don't think it's like the be all end all.
I think it's the be all end all. I think it's that was the first Mega Man game like I owned myself. And I mean, I think it's pretty darn close to being like perfect.
Yeah, I mean it is very good, but I do prefer the
soundtrack.
I prefer the regular Mega Man series, but I do like X a lot. X is good. I don't like X5 or 6. I've not played enough 7 to judge, even though that's generally considered the worst one. 8 is pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean everything. Like there's, yes, I see a lot of people are agreeing with me.
Wow, 20 years since X8. That is actually wow. I didn't realize it was that long. Like yikes.
Yeah. That number's just gonna get stupider and stupider as time goes on.
Yeah, I just don't understand how I was like, I guess like 19 or 20 when that game came out. That's
when X8 came out.
When X8 came out, yeah. Wow.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was like in 10th grader, I think, when the first one came out. Maybe 9th grade.
I saw say something.
Well, I need to know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say Mike Stone says Mega Man Legends, but it plays like Nier Automata is my dream game.
Oh.
That I mean that's not really what the kind of gameplay I would want out of Mega Man Legends personally.
That happened again. I've never had that happen to me.
I mean, first of all, I wouldn't want melee combat to be a big focus in Mega Man. I mean, I would think more like Mega Man Legends, but plays like Ratchet and Clank. That would be my dream.
Well, that could be cool, yeah.
I mean that would be, I think, about what you would want a new Mega Man Legends to play like. Now, it wouldn't be structured that way, because you kind of need like some dungeon type design, I would say. There was a 2 Canadian super chat from Waifu for Life.
Ooh. Taking a break out of their time to from developing eShop games.
Yes, indeed.
As always, right?
Saying 3 is greater than 2. Fight. I will not. I will not fight you. You are correct.
I platinumed that Stellar Blade, finally.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It took something like 70 hours. It's stupid. I don't know how that happened. But then I did I also did the boss rush afterwards. I don't know. When you know, there's something strangely comforting about like when you're busy with work and you have like a little bit of time. Like sometimes I have to like render stuff and I can't use my computer, so it's not like I can do anything. And just like spending a lot of time with a single game is kind of nice. It happened with Control a couple of years ago. I ended up platinum that game like during the same time period.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just nice to be able to do that because you don't want to get involved in something else. Like you beat a game and it's like I'm just gonna keep on playing this because I don't want to start something else.
I could understand that. I might actually start Control pretty soon because all that Sam Blake moment on Summer Game Fest. I mean, I thought Sam Blake was the best part of that whole show.
Yeah.
And he definitely got me pretty hyped up for some physical Alan Wake 2. And that Night Springs DLC looks incredible.
As someone who has played 2 of the 3 episodes of it, not a whole lot there that I found.
3 episodes of what?
Of Night Springs. Of the Night Springs DLC.
Oh, so you started it?
I played 2 episodes of it last night.
Oh, but you didn't like it that much?
It's just not really much to it. I was like, oh. It's quirky and weird, but really it just turns into like an arcade shooter by the end.
I mean, I think that's okay. Like
it is. I mean, it is. I think I was waiting for I don't know, just like a little bit more substance.
I mean, it looked like it had a silly vibe
totally.
that is familiar to what I know of Night Springs from Alan Wake.
Right. But I don't know. It brings. Well, that's new? Is that new? That background?
Wow. Yeah, that doesn't feel familiar.
I wonder what the Oh, is this a new enemy too? Like, I don't know. I don't think they're new enemies. They look.
Or is there like some possibility that this is in like the Famicom ROM?
Yeah, I feel like those penguins are new also. I don't recall those penguins either.
Oh.
I don't know. I've not played the 3rd episode of Night Springs, and I know the whole thing right now is, like, well, what's going to be on the disc, what's going to be on the physical disc, and what's not going to be on the physical disc. And I think the only thing that's really important is if it has the original game and the final draft, which is like the true ending, which was added in a patch. As long as that stuff's on the disc, like that's good.
Right. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, like, they said that Night Springs is going to be on it, and the main game is going to be on it.
Yeah.
And the other DLC isn't even done yet. By the time it's not going to be out, like probably for a long time, until it's out. And normally I would be like, oh well, just wait. But like I'm under the impression that like Remedy like really probably like kind of needs it. I think it was a big mistake to not have a physical release right away. And I feel like they need to capitalize on that while there's still a lot of interest, and I think it could make them some decent money.
Yes.
So I understand why. Yes, of course, I wish it could all just be, but I think it's okay. It's fine. It's fine, and I'm excited. I saw some people, by the way, saying that Saturn thing was in the beta ROM, but taken out just because I guess it just didn't scroll right in the, with the way the background was or something. So so it's like restored content.
Yes.
So that's cool.
I do feel like the jump sound effect, the jump landing, it's like almost staticky sounding. It does not sound right to me.
Huh.
I wonder if there's a specific reason for it.
There was a $10 super chat from good old Tenderbrew.
Oh.
Who says, haven't had a chance to watch it a bit, but sneaking one in tonight. Shout out to everyone.
You gotta say it like the guy in Leon Professional. Everyone.
I've not seen that movie. But anyway, saying, wonder if anyone is going to too many games near Philly at the end of the month. Keep it up, bros. No, we are not going to be at too many games. It's been a good while since we've been to too many games.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about like what too many games is like nowadays. It has been. I miss going because we used to always like stay at Dave's house on the way and stuff. that was good times.
Oh crap! That didn't go well.
I mean, so it looks like it's going fine right now. Oh, well, actually, your health is getting low. Whoopsie.
At least I got the E-tank. So you had mentioned that you started watching Severance. Have you watched any more of it since?
Yeah, I actually finished it this afternoon.
Were you like...
I'm kind of mad about the cliffhanger.
I know.
I'm kind of mad about it.
Yeah, I thought that you would be kind of mad about it, and I get it. But it's like... It's I can't believe like that's like what they did for the cliffhanger.
I know, it's yikes. Wow.
Pretty good though, wasn't it?
I'm immediately like looking up like when is season 2 coming.
And it's like, oh, it's actually like they've been having problems with it.
Well, I think it was from what I read, it looked like it was like an actors and writers strike.
Yeah.
Delays, but it sounds like it's like finished shooting, so maybe it won't be that long.
Yeah. Although and
I mean, it was pretty. I mean, it's really it's a weird vibe because it's almost comedic and like the absurdity of the whole situation, but it's also like super creepy.
Yeah, like just terrifying, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really quite like what I expected going into it, but it's interesting, and I need to see where it goes next real bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was about to get mad because I thought it was 8 episodes long.
Oh.
And I'm going to be like so vague here, so not spoiling. But like you see at the very end of episode 8, he like flips the switch and then it cuts to the credits.
And you thought that was going to be...
I was about to be like, no. And then I was like, oh, there's another episode. There's 9 episodes. They're going to finish it. It's going to be great.
And then it's like almost as bad.
And then
basically.
It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's almost just as bad. It might actually be worse. Like ending it at the time they did.
Yeah, but good. I mean,
definitely tell me when, because I'm probably not going to be paying that close. I'll pay that much.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know when season 2. They do like the weekly thing, right?
Yes, but that's okay. I mean, we can. The only time we've ever done that is like when we talk through it with like Obi-Wan, and I think like it's fun. Like, it'll be fun to talk through it.
I prefer binging myself, but I know you are hard in the other camp.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun to speculate. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's fun and speculate like with other people, like what is going to happen, and to talk about it. You know, like it's like what is it, like the zeitgeist? You know, you get around it when you can't watch everything all at once. Because like I hate the idea that in a lot of situations for things that come out like all at once, if you want to be involved or like talk to other people about it, you basically are forced to like be on their schedule of like, you got to watch it as quickly as you can.
I'm not overly concerned with that generally, but it can be fun to do it every now. So maybe we'll do it with season 2 when
yes,
hopefully
I think we will.
They ended it at a heck of a moment, though. I'll say that. Cloud FF7 was asking, so what conventions, if any, are on the agenda? We're going to Long Island Retro Gaming Expo in August, and also early next month, I will be at the Southeast Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina. So those, I think, are the only conventions that
those are the only ones.
Confirmed for?
I'm going to Yellowstone with family during that.
The Yellowstone Retro Gaming Expo.
The Yellowstone, yes.
No. You're just going on vacation to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you're not going to be going to South Carolina.
Right.
I'm looking forward to checking that one out. One of our favorite vendors, I don't know, he may not be in the convention game anymore. Like, Mad Gear,
Oh yeah, I mean he's been gone for a while.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw him at the last pre-pandemic conventions.
The last time we saw him, yeah.
So, I mean, he's got to be out of the game. But man, he was, he was the man. I'm sure still is the man. We just don't get to see him anymore, sadly.
Yeah. It's like I think he is a teacher now.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway. He was the one that told me, because I was like, hey, like what's like the furthest south convention you've ever been to? Because I've like never been to a convention near me before.
Right.
Like, oh, dude, like the Southeast Game Exchange in South Carolina, like that place is really blown up. It's like a really good show now.
It should be cool. I see like Cloud FF7 is saying Yellowstone is quite a sight. Hopefully it doesn't blow while you're there. I mean, am I under the impression of like if Yellowstone like blew, it'd be like almost like an end of civilization event? I'd rather be there than like you have to deal with the fallout. Like if
I am unclear how bad that is expected to be, because you can look up like what other similar. I mean, I believe other super volcano explosions have happened in historical times, or at least times that are near enough to history that we can determine when they happened and what some of the consequences may be. But I mean, I'm under the impression it would be pretty bad.
Does it matter what order I take these in?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if the dock robots have weaknesses. Well, you've already got your... Yeah, like, see, Gornway says Krakatoa was in the 1800s. Now, would Yellowstone definitely be worse than Krakatoa? I don't know. But they weren't, relying on technology back then, so I don't know what issues it would cause. I don't know if, like, North America would be finished, but Europe and Asia would be fine. I don't know.
North America would be playing the Kid Icarus death music.
I'm finished.
I can't not think of that whenever I hear the term "I'm finished."
Like, can you imagine like a really dramatic movie with like seismologists looking at the readouts on the seismographs, and then they're like, wait, listen to this sound closer, and they put the headphones up to their ear and it's just like
that's it. Like, that's the rumbling.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And somebody out there will realize we just need to listen for the where's the next thing going to happen. You just got to listen for the Kid Icarus death music from someplace.
That's the secret.
But yeah, I mean, if that's going to happen, I'd rather just be there than anywhere else, probably. I'm just going to use the rush jet.
There was a $5 super chat from foreign user saying, "The president has been captured by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue him? Can you name the retro game?"
Oh, it's Bad Dudes.
It's Bad Dudes.
Yeah. Too easy. I feel like if you don't know that and you play old video games, I don't know. We gotta probably have a talk.
Yeah, it's not. Bad Dudes. The weird thing about that though is Bad Dudes is not some must-play game, but it's.
Do you know who works on Metal Man?
Metal Man is you just buster Mega.
In this?
In the original game. In the original game, you buster him. Hang on. Metal Man. Magnet Missile?
Oh, I guess that makes sense, right? That makes total sense.
Yeah, Bad Dudes is not a good game.
No. It's got that second level.
Really
It's got a pretty good piece of music. The second level, I would say. That's the one when they were on the semi.
Did you borrow an arcade board of that, or was it? It was Two Crude Dudes.
It's Two Crude Dudes, yeah, or Crude Buster.
Crude Buster. Which title do you prefer, Crude Buster or Two Crude Dudes?
Crude Buster is a better name, but Two Crude Dudes is such a stupid name that I almost can't resist.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Two Crude Dudes might be both my preferred title and the better name.
All right, you gotta tell me who's next, who I have to use on him, because I don't have a lot of health here and I don't want to waste my E-tanks. Quickman.
Quickman, weak against Gemini.
Okay.
Too crude to be dudes. Too crude, too furious.
It's not gonna work. It's okay though. Not so bad. It's gonna send me back to the thing, but I know what I'm doing now. Come on down there.
rumbling thunder outside.
There's a new trailer for Twisters.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can't.
I feel like that is like definitely not going to do good.
Really? I feel like it might do surprisingly well.
I mean, just because people are like, this is so stupid this exists, I have to see it.
It sounds like exactly the kind of movie that somebody would go to the movie theater to see.
I don't know.
I don't anticipate like finishing this during the stream, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. I'm actually making pretty good progress, I feel like.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why you say that. I think you're going to finish it pretty easily.
I'll be surprised.
I will be surprised if you don't. I have that much faith.
Unless there's some like really difficult escape sequence at the end that Infidelity is going to drop on me without any kind of prior notice for like it's going to be.
Did that happen in another game?
That happened with Metroid, if you remember. Like there was the specific game mode that I was playing on.
Oh,
there was that really tough.
Right. Are you aware or have tried the Genesis like 456 remake project?
Oh, I'm familiar with it, but I don't know how far along it is.
Well, I tried Mega Man 4 on it at John's house.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm glad it's being done. I think that's really cool.
I mean, I think it's meant to be like all 3 in one ROM. Yeah, the Sequel Wars, that's what it's called.
I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's a super cool idea. I don't know if like 5 has come out in the time since or not, but that's really neat. And like the music is really good in it too, as you'd expect.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people don't like the music in that.
Really?
I don't recall if people do or not.
I mean, it's pretty heavily remixed, I would say. You know, they're definitely like trying different styles and stuff.
Right.
But on a technical level, it certainly, I think uses the Genesis hardware well. That's definitely something we should check out sometime.
Yes. Well, when it's done, I wonder how far off it is, or if it's. I don't think it's completely done. Seems like if it was completely done, it would be something that would be a bigger deal.
Yeah. I see Poke Press saying, I recently picked up an RGB blaster for my AV Famicom, and it works really well. I'm surprised you guys never reviewed it. Future episode? I actually happen to have Coury's unmodified AV Famicom. Specifically.
Oh, you do, don't you? I was wondering where that was. I forgot that I had sent that to you. When did I send it to you for that?
Yeah. But the thing is, right when it came out, there came out that whole thing about I can't remember off the top of my head what the details were, but there was some pretty critical issue.
Yes, or it could
fry something.
Yes.
Potentially. And I think it was like something that people could fix on their own if they wanted to, like, I forget if it was like add a capacitor or reroute a trace or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was some issue. And unfortunately, like, Crix had like already mailed us that, and then we said like, oh well, we would like to review it after.
Yeah, after it's fixed.
They're fixed. And
we didn't hear anything else.
I thought you said
I thought that they were going to, and then it never came. Yeah, there was some communication that the new version never came.
Yeah. But
I don't want to use the E-tanks. I feel like I need to save them. Like
that is something I'm interested in doing. But we just don't have. We don't have. I mean, I've got in my studio room over there. I've got the one that was sent, but it's just I don't. That's not what I want to review. I want to review the fixed one.
Yeah. The one that people should want to have.
Yeah. So yeah, we just haven't had any further communication on that, but we'd love to.
I know that I could use the E-tank. I just don't want to use it. I'm too paranoid of wishing I had it.
Lionheart 7 was asking, anyone know whose remix this game is using? Do you know?
I mean, it says at the beginning, and
it showed it on the title screen, yeah. But I mean, you could choose
something
various
Slowakowski or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was like Slowakowski. Yeah, that sounds right. There were 3 different music modes you could choose from, right?
Yes.
Oh, there are other NES RGB solutions on the horizon. That has not reached my ears, but I'm also not necessarily the most observant person in the world.
If it was possible for enemies to drop E-tanks in this one, I would be more open to using it. On the
But does any game have E-tank drops?
I'm pretty sure they do. 6 does, I think.
E-tanks?
Yeah.
I'm not. Is that so, people? I'm not so sure about E-tanks. I know that the later games have much better extra life drop rates, for sure. It's very obvious. I just can't think off the top of my head of E-tanks. Oh, Neumann says 4 did.
Okay, so it's 4. I know there was one that...
I'll believe you. I just don't recall it specifically.
See if I can...
Now, a lot. I mean, I think most, if not all of them, have extra life drops, but in earlier games they're very rare.
Jeez.
And later they become a fair bit more common. Man, yeah, Doc Robots just hit so hard.
Is that what they're called, Doc Robots?
They're called Doc Robot. I hate. I mean, this part really does drag Mega Man 3. This stuff,
I don't want to waste it.
I always like to say that the worst part of Mega Man 3 is fighting the Mega Man 2 boss.
Search snakes works.
So therefore,
okay,
Mega Man 3 would be better if it didn't have Mega Man 2 in it. So Mega Man 3 must be better.
Okay. So I'm saying Search Snake. I feel better using Snake Man if it works.
Yeah, the Gemini laser is a little hard to hit with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it looks decent.
I'm going to use it. I don't want to, but I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be fine.
And I could have done it. Whatever.
You'll be fine. I think this stuff is more of a roadblock than the Wily levels.
Okay.
It's just not a good part.
This is on a modified Super NES Junior via component into a Retrode 4K.
I've seen some like vertical shimmering, but it's probably just the way I have it scrolled. Scaled on my YouTube page.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not here.
I told you that. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I told you that Xavier came by.
Yeah, how did that go? What'd you guys do?
It was fun. We played 2 rounds of Itadaki Street on PS4. Me, Drum, Lynn, and Xavier.
Oh, you guys didn't stream it though, right? You just played it.
No, we just played it. Like Lynn has a 100% file on her PS4, so she brought her PS4 over and
That's right.
We played it, and she translated, for us where necessary.
I forgot you're not supposed to destroy those things.
Correct.
Now I know.
So that was. I'm really surprised that there is no Itadaki Street / Fortune Street for the Wii, because I feel like it would be very successful on.
You mean on the Switch? You mean?
Yeah. Excuse me, there is on the Wii. Fortune Street on the Wii. Yeah, the Switch. We did that. We played the Quest 3 for a while. Like Xavier is I think definitely going to buy one. I knew he would be pretty easy to.
Wait, what? He's gonna buy what?
The Quest 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
He tried it. He had never tried it.
He was like, "Oh, I hate how much I love this."
Yeah. What did he play?
I started him off on Walkabout Mini Golf.
Yeah.
Then
do you?
I think we showed him Resident Evil 4 a little bit.
Did you get that Max Mustard game for $3?
I did, but I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet either.
I'll
tell you.
I showed him a little PC stuff, mostly Google Earth.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I showed him Tetris Effect, and he's like, "Okay, I'm having too much of a religious experience here. I need to get out."
It's like this is the kind of thing that makes me clench.
I know much to do. Xavier got 4th place in Itadaki Street both times. And I got 3rd place both times. Len won the first time and Drum won the second time.
I'm going to play a different level. We'll come back to this one. We'll circle back around.
Man, we went to this burger place for dinner last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a local burger joint in town here, and I was like, oh man, they've got the best fries in the world. You guys should try it. The fries are really good. I feel like they had less seasoning on their fries yesterday though, so I was like, oh, well, maybe.
So usually they're the best fries in the world, but this time they.
I think their fries are incredible. But anyway, the burgers are also very good. But Drum goes in and his eyes are just like wide at like the giant cookies that they've got in the behind the counter. So he like had to get the giant. Well, as we're like finishing up, the lady behind the counter shouts out like, "Free cookies. We're giving away all the rest of the cookies for free." So like, because I guess starting today they were going to be on vacation for a week.
Oh,
so the restaurant was going to be closed for a week. Because I think it's just like family owned and operated, right?
Yeah.
So they were going to be on vacation for a week. So
I mean, it's kind of like annoying that she did it when.
Well, yeah, Drum already had one, but he was like, he loved it so much that and we each got a
Who works
free,
against
like giant cookie.
Who works against Airman?
Spark Shot. Although Airman is equally weak against Magnet Missile, Spark Shot has more ammo, so leap over or slide under the whirlwinds the boss launches underneath him when he changes sides, and keep shooting until he's ready for the junk heap. Oh yeah, Red Panda says, I heard there was a new update that vastly improved the quest past the. I don't know if that was available yesterday or not. But yeah, like you know how like when you like move your hands close to the headset, it, like warps.
Yeah. It doesn't do that.
Supposedly, it was like supposed to reduce like the warping when things are like close to the screen. I'm not sure if that was available yesterday. I haven't used it today.
So is this where you can? Well, you can't get hard locked here, I guess.
Yeah, because you can kill yourself. Soft lock. Hard lock would be like the game like crashes, right? Soft lock means like the game is running, but soft lock means the game is running, but you can't proceed and you can't even kill yourself to like get out of the level.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Come on! That was like the most irresponsible dumb death.
Play Mega Man responsibly, okay, Corey?
Yeah, I guess so.
There was a $5 super chat from good old AB Chill too.
Oh,
thank you. Saying plain select. I actually don't know how you say this. Selaco.
That's Selaco.
I haven't watched John's video yet, but I want to. Saying plain Celico based on John Lenneman's recommendation. It's pretty awesome.
Like you're screwed if you get all those through, then you're screwed, right? If you get all the energy refills.
Oh yes, I remember this. Yes, that's right. You basically have like one shot to get through this.
Yeah.
This is a bad part of Mega Man 3. It is a bad part.
Yeah. The search for more content. Let's just do something stupid like this, right?
Yep. But yes, Celico, Slaco, however you say it. Live Alive. Live Alive.
But you can't.
It's made in GZ, dude.
Right.
And it's like really crazy looking. Like I don't know how that's
right.
I don't fully. I need to watch John's video, I guess, to like kind of understand more about what's going on. But anything that is, I am interested in anything like that these days.
Yeah, well, it looks like a more futuristic, like Proteus kind of looked like. It looks
Proteus?
Proteus, that one.
Oh, Proteus! Yes.
That's all. Like it looks like that.
Yes.
So will this E-Tank respawn then, I wonder, if I die? It does. Okay, interesting. So you can get...
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they respawn when you die. That's good. It's good to know.
yeah,
bolt gun. I'm not familiar with bolt gun, but
yeah, I don't know. But like I am very much a, you know, love or hate the term. I am very much a boomer shooter convert. That is something that I didn't really play back in the day because I just wasn't that interested in first person shooters until GoldenEye, really.
Gosh, why did I do that? You think it'll send me all the way back? Holy cow, it does send you all the way back.
Well, you at least know you can get more E-tanks.
Yeah. Each time I continue, I'm getting more E-tanks, right?
Yep.
But yes, if it apparently it doesn't like run super amazing on the Steam Deck, but I'm sure that it will eventually. I'm sure that it, like much like Proteus, we'll get when it's done. It'll probably get a console.
Oh, so it's like an early access thing?
Yeah. Yeah. It does look cool though.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize it was like not a fully released thing, and I guess it's not on consoles then.
Right.
Okay. Well, I bet it will be eventually.
Oh yeah, like Proteus was the same way, where I think it was in like early access of sorts, and then once it was, I don't think it's had a patch either. Like I think it's just it was done.
Mm-hmm. That's good. You know, what was
I should just get another E-tank here.
What wasn't there some
Yes.
What wasn't there some GoldenEye sort of tribute game that like had a trailer a few years ago that got people. It was like was it called like Agent 64 or something like that?
That doesn't sound familiar to me, but that's not something
that was definitely a thing. Like, did that ever come out? I feel like that was a thing. Was it called Agent 64? I'm gonna look that up. Yes, Agent 64. Did that come out? Is it on consoles? Still not out. Okay. I mean that looks up my alley too. It definitely looks like my jam, I would say. I'm looking at video of it on Steam right now. This is, yes, I want this. That is something I want and want to stream.
If it fully comes out.
Yes. Preferably on consoles, but yeah.
Holy cow!
Wow, that guy just trashed you.
I know. I know.
But you can keep getting drops from his porcupine shots if you let him live.
Yeah, well, too bad he couldn't live.
Elite Gamer says, why do all modern Nintendo and Sega games mostly have orchestral soundtracks? I miss the old chiptune sounding BGMs from the Mega Drive, Genesis, and Super Nintendo days. I mean, it was definitely like a really big deal. Like, people felt Nintendo was so far behind for the longest time, and it was like a super big deal. Like,
if you touch them, like their attacks don't hurt, but like if you touch them, That's what gets you, is that they touch you.
But it was like such a big deal for like Galaxy to have orchestral sound. But you know, those games still have like some non-orchestral stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Well,
it's not 100% orchestral. And
yeah.
also, like, I think there's a lot of really sort of stylized sounding stuff in, like, you know, Mario Kart 8 and whatnot, I would say. I don't know. I think they still make a lot of neat sounding stuff. I feel like the orchestral sound, like it's not orchestral in the same way as like Western games, right? Where it just like it becomes like cinematic mush. I feel like Nintendo's orchestral sound still has that like good old video game sound.
Yes.
So I don't know. That's never really bothered me. And I still feel like they have some retro-y sounding stuff too.
I'm playing this on the Super Nintendo using a FX Pack Pro. We'll also work on the SNES/FX Pro, FX Pack.
Now, I assume also the Mister, or no?
Oh yeah.
I just want to check because it said MSU1. I don't know. Does the Mister have MSU1 support?
Yes.
I mean, I think you need to be okay using an energy tank on it.
Not on him, but I'm talking to like the next guy. Yes. I mean, I could probably stand to use one right now, but I'm not gonna because I still have one life. So let's see how close I get here.
Yeah, the Messenger does have good music.
Are you finishing it?
Well, no, because we started last week, and you know, as you know, it's not a short game.
No, it's surprisingly long. Does the writing in it annoy you?
No, actually. It could very easily annoy me, but I feel like it is just successful enough at what it's trying to do that it actually really works for me. What did you think?
It didn't bother me. It's a little silly at times.
I knew it was silly, but like they lean into it like just the right amount. Yeah, Mr. Dew says the fourth wall breaking stuff is actually hilarious. Like I've had to do all of like if you like check on the cabinet door, like he has like 100 different things to say, and it, you know, he gets into like, you know, he has like all the shopkeeper has like all these stories to tell and stuff like that, and I think it's actually really fun. It's the kind of humor that could extremely easily annoy me. Like, would be, I would say, more likely than not to annoy me.
Yeah.
And yet it just actually really works for me. I was pleasantly surprised to see how much I thought it was legitimately fun. And a good way. But I got to the twist.
Okay.
Drama's a good bit ahead of me.
But you knew the twist coming out, or coming in.
I knew about the twist coming in.
Did he?
He did. Of course, I didn't know like how it would happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting because like I feel like it. Like kind of
really quick, can you like look who works on this next guy? Because I'd just like to take him down real quick.
Who did you just beat?
I beat Airman.
Crashman is next, and it's Hard Knuckle. It's a bit tricky to hit Crash Man with the hard knuckle because he jumps everywhere and that weapon is slow to launch. However, he's super weak against it, as you only need to land 4 hits. So keep dodging his attacks and fire shots or fire fists consistently to knock him out fast. Like you need to just if you're going to die here, you just need to use it.
I'm not gonna. I got him. Got him.
Wow. You'd like barely started the fight when you said that.
I gotta run to the bathroom before we do this.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, but yeah, it's been good to get to the messenger. I keep getting these ideas for things that's like, oh, like now I kind of want to play Control before Alan Wake 2 Physical comes out, and now it's like, oh, now that I'm playing the messenger, I can maybe I'll play Sea of Stars. Keep getting all these ideas, but, kind of are overriding my my intentions to get back to my pledge games. We'll see. I also want to play Hellblade 2 because I mean it should be really short anyway. So I'd like to do that pretty soon here. Yeah, the little demon that roasts you when you die in the messenger. I like the merchant though. He's I don't know. It's they kind of use the silliness and fourth wall breaking to like almost tell the story more effectively. Like it's weird. Like it actually like the silliness is part of the storytelling in a way that's actually surprisingly effective. Oh, how hyped are we for the upcoming Astrobot game? I mean, very hyped. I was saying that there's like no way any other game could come up in this, what used to be E3 season that would surpass my excitement for Astrobot, other than possibly Resident Evil 9. Resident Evil 9 didn't get announced, so definitely hype. I think I see Kaylee Gamer says $70 hype wall. I'm not sure what I don't know how to read into your message there as far as like what side of the value proposition you fall on there. But first of all, it's $60, and it's supposed to be like 80 levels, and I mean. If you had played Astrobot Rescue Mission on PSVR 1, you would have more of an idea of how excited you should be for that than you would have based on just playing that little sample of the game of Astro's Playroom. Astrobot Rescue Mission is one of the best games of the past 20 years. I would argue. One of the best games of this century. And, people probably scoff at that because, they don't want to believe that a VR game can be that good. That they can't play, and it's on an outdated VR system as it is, but it is great.
So there was an update for, do I gotta jump over this, right? There's an update that came out for Astrobot's Playroom.
Oh, well,
they added some new stuff. And
really?
Yeah, I didn't have the platinum trophy for it, although it's like really easy to get.
Yeah,
I played that a little bit yesterday and got the platinum trophy and like some of the new stuff. I didn't realize that there was like a speed run. Like there was like another updated, but I don't know when that came out, but they're like added like a whole like speed run thing to it too. Like not like unique levels.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, there was something because I like sometimes I would get like like PlayStation notifications where it's like, oh, so and so beat your time on Astro's Playroom. You want to get best time again? And I'm like,
No, this is it's called like the network speed run or something like that. I don't know. So there's that someone was saying earlier, like I've been having that PlayStation Stars that we talked about last week. Like it went down midweek and it's not been working correctly, and it's like,
oh no,
I don't know. I doubt they killed it. Who is Flashman weak against?
Flashman, Needle Camp.
Don't touch me.
I literally have not thought about that PlayStation Stars thing in one.
Okay, well, I redeemed for $5 already, and I was ready to redeem for another $5, but it's like down. Oh. So that's $10 free dollars for nothing that I can use.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like poo-pooing it or anything. I'm just saying it like I literally haven't thought about it since the end of the stream.
But it's funny because like right afterwards,
I'm not saying it's stupid or I don't care. I'm just saying I haven't thought.
Does it annoy you also? I was thinking about it because it came up when we were talking about like the golden platinum points on the Switch. Sometimes you will play a game and it will say in the corner will say collect your platinum points.
Oh yeah. Or gold points,
or something like that. I don't know.
Gold points are what you get.
Like that's Nintendo's. Like Nintendo's doing the same thing as like trading your Quest. It's like this. That's like the same thing as like trading in your.
Say that, but then you go on and it's like, oh, you can't get gold points.
Yeah. Oh, you can change it in for new user icons. Like I got something. I don't know. It must be for like Game Pass thing. You can redeem your Microsoft points for $2 in store credit now, or it might have been $1.50 in store credit. I'm like, ooh, thank you. Well, $1.50.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't pay that much attention to that kind of stuff. Maybe I should. I don't know.
But I hope that.
I mean, one reason I wouldn't have been thinking. I mean, Drum's borrowing my PS5.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like PlayStation is just like not really on my mind right now.
Yeah.
Like I've actually kind of been using the opportunity to like play Xbox stuff.
Yeah. Play some Xbiggity. Yeah.
Yeah. Little XB joint.
Yeah.
That's your other one.
Yeah. I don't know. I played the Alan Wake stuff yesterday, and that was like the first time I turned on my Xbox in a little while. And I'm like, I'm gonna get that Fallout 4. The has all like the DLC, the game of the year. It was like $16.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I'm okay with buying that digitally.
Did you own a version of it previously?
I think I have the disc on the Xbox.
Okay.
Which, it's fine.
So you don't have Game Pass right now, is that right?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I just,
I wasn't actually sure if you could buy Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's the kind of a cool thing. Like, they let you buy stuff even if you have Game Pass.
With PlayStation, it's kind of annoying. Or at least they used to be. I don't know if it's still that way.
I think they give the option for it, but I don't know. It automatically upgraded even if you only had the disc, but it doesn't give you the Game of the Year content, right?
No, I have the Game of the Year. I have the Game of the Year disc version. And but I've been playing it.
I just had the vanilla one. It didn't have any of that stuff.
Oh, I've got the Game of the Year disc, but regardless, like I've been playing it without putting in my disc. So.
Right, because I think it's like on Game Pass or whatever.
It is on Game Pass, so I don't know if the reason I have all the content is because I have the disc, or if that's irrelevant. It'd be that way either, regardless. Although I honestly don't know if I've actually used any DLC content in it or done. I don't think I've done any DLC quests, but I don't even know what they are.
Yeah. Are you feeling pretty over the game already?
I'm ready to be done with it. I mean, I'm definitely near the end. But I don't know exactly how close to the end because there's like different factions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, by the end, like the different factions like go to war and stuff, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And like, I don't know to the extent to which I'm kind of like working with like two factions right now, and I don't know if ultimately...
What works against the next person? I don't know who it's going to be yet.
You
After Flashman.
Crashman?
Flashman.
Or wait, Flashman.
Bubble Man.
Bubble Man.
Bubble Man. Bubble Man.
Shadowblade.
Oh, that was easy. Bubble Man.
Bubble Man.
Bubble Man.
I can relate so much. I think. Hold on. Where did that? That reminds me. Hang on. Let me see if I can't remember if I brought this home or not.
I hope so. You have forgotten it. All right, here we go again with the Shadow Man. Is Wily's Castle pretty short in this one? Oh gosh, Can I jump? I wonder and hold it in place if I need to. You know what? I'm going to use the rush jet. Screw it.
Unfortunately, this won't be real clear focus. I wonder. Let me see if I can do something to make this a little more visible. Some things my mom found recently. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if there's any way I can show this off here.
Okay, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let me see if I can.
What?
Like.
What?
What?
I don't know.
Those spikes must have a pretty broad hit detection.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to make a more zoomed in view. Let's see let's see if this allows me to show the chat more clearly. So
I have no idea what it's going to be.
I had a couple of these here And I knew I had made more, and I just I didn't know they still existed. My mom dug them up recently. But I you're talking about Bubble Man, right?
Yeah.
Well, here are more of my homemade game soundtracks.
Heck yeah.
From back in the day. I know this is still quite small.
Can someone in the chat tell me who's next here? So the chat doesn't have to look it up. It's Woodman.
I can. Woodman. Needle Can.
Again, huh?
And then Heat Man will be top.
Okay.
Anyway, but yes, like I like have my own. I know, I'm sorry it's so small, but like my own custom hand drawn artwork on this. I've got Mario's face on it. It says Nintendo #1 enhanced version. Super Mario RPG and Yoshi's Island, 88 great songs.
36 great holes.
88 great songs right there.
Wow, that's a lot of songs on that tape, though.
It is. Then.
Yeah, you should record those.
And here, it's got like side A. It's got like a track list here. Oh, it's got artwork of Smithy here, and Malo inside, very poorly drawn, I would have to say. But every time that the reason that whole like Bubble Man story of yours resonated with me so much was, so Coury's Bubble Man story is that like you recorded Mega Man 2's soundtrack on like a rental or something back in the day, right? And you said like the name of the stage before each track, right?
No, during it.
During it?
Yeah, which is like even more egregious.
And so like you from listening to that recording, you like kind of subconsciously like hear yourself, right? Is that how it goes?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Well, so similar.
And I can remember like that's the only out of all of the levels that I recorded music for. What am I doing here? What am I doing? I was just out of all of the ones that I recorded, I just specifically remember myself getting real close to the microphone and going, "Bubble Man," and the way I say it is like "man." Bubble Man. Man.
Bubble Man. Well, on this one, although maybe not this one, because this is the enhanced version, so I don't know. I must have recorded another Mario RPG at some point. This is the enhanced version. But I suspect it's this one, where the file select music screen in Mario RPG, I accidentally started raising the volume instead of lowering the volume after the second loop. And so I like to this day, like that part of the music, like it sounds louder to me for a brief moment. It's just like burned in there like that. Also, no case and no soundtrack. But here's the covers. This is Nintendo #1, not enhanced version, mind.
Yeah.
Not enhanced version, but this is Nintendo #1.
Oh, jeez. I should just fly.
Which has 40 great songs.
There's a lot of songs on there.
40 great songs. Yep. And you know what's interesting? I was doing this before like I ever like had like a real soundtrack, like ever, like a CD or anything.
Yeah.
And like, it just seemed natural to me. That it's like, okay, I should let it loop once. I should have it, I should have each track play twice and then fade out. I was just like, it was just like natural to me. I'm like, that seems like the obvious way to do it. And then I like started getting real soundtracks, and that's exactly how they do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, except for sometimes they don't, and it's like, why didn't you do this?
Well, Final Fantasy IV is the most egregious one.
Yeah.
Where it's one disc, no loops. I mean, there are other soundtracks that don't loop, but like I can understand why, like especially like newer stuff, like sometimes the tracks are just so,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I've got, artwork of mushrooms and stuff in that one. There's another one here. This is Nintendo number 4.
So does that mean you have all of them at this point? I mean,
I've got 2 others that I already had here. I don't know if I've got at least maybe all the ones that I made, like these like handmade inserts for.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has 43 great songs. It's got Super Mario All-Star, Super Mario World, and Super Mario RPG. The side A, the first track from Super Mario 1 is called Mario Song.
So you're like making up your own names.
Yeah, Mario Song, Underground, Water, Bonus, Bowser Castle, Bowser, Final Bowser, Outside, Underground, Boss, Wart, Main Theme, Grassland Map, Desert Land Map, Waterland Map, Big Land Map. Yeah, I'm like going to all these levels in Mario 3, like just getting... There's a track, I guess side B must be Mario... Okay, side B is Super Mario World. And I have main theme, Mario World, Silly. Silly is the third track. I'm not sure what Silly is. Like Switch Palace? I don't know what it might be.
Yes, from the wrong guy.
Yeah. All the tracks on side B are Mario World, but then there is there's like a bonus track at the end from Mario RPG called Mario Song. That's probably like the Booster Tower version of Mario 1 thing. Also in here, these are even older. These are like, those were like late, probably not even elementary school. That was probably like early middle school and into high school. But mostly middle school, I would say. But this would be like elementary school. I don't know how well y'all can see this. It says Mario has got a piranha plant shooting a fireball.
Really quick, do you say the Top Man?
This here is a flip book.
Top Man is good against Heat Man? So you said?
Huh?
Top Man against Heat Man?
Heat Man, Top Man.
Okay.
This should be the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, can y'all like make this out at all? Like, so this is
it's a flip book.
It's a flip book, and I got Mario going down a pipe. On this other side here,
As he does.
As you know, what else is he going to do?
Yeah.
And over here we got Mario with a Tanuki suit or raccoon tail. Let's see what's going on here. It's hard to flip it it's hard to flip it on camera here. Like, there's a Goomba going after him, and then he gets the leaf and he gets the raccoon tail. And then the Goomba's like, "Oh crap!" And like, goes away at the end.
Oh, it says break.
I was big into making flip books back then. Here's another flip book.
Why does it say Breakman? Does it always say Breakman, or does it say Proto Man normally?
I think it's Break. Well, it says Breakman on the guide I've been referring to.
Okay. It's always Breakman.
No, here's this side is Lakitu throwing out spiny shells, and then it turns into a spiny. And then this side, let's see. Oh, this is unfinished. Like Mario is like sliding. Mario's like approaching a Goomba, and then like this last panel, all I've got is some red overalls.
So that's how he dies?
No, I just never like it's
unfinished.
It's unfinished after that.
Oh.
It's unfinished. Just the third page is just overalls and a Goomba.
Man. Is Wily's... this is a pretty good tune here, too. Is Wily's Castle pretty easy in this?
This one's actually pretty smooth.
You recall?
This is like I think it's supposed to be like Hammer Brothers suit. This is like an actual like flip book like to draw it, or I think that's what it's intended for, because it flips really. Really, it's so hard to do it for the stream. This one is comparatively smooth if you. Oh, there's like a thwomp coming down. Then you like first the hammer of the thwomp. Here's a slightly bigger one. Oh yeah, this has a Bowser in it. Can you see that Bowser?
Yeah. He's scary looking. Is it the
yeah, I was really surprised that she found these. Because we had like dug up a lot of my old artwork stuff a while back, but man, oh man.
I just want to collect as many of these things as I can. You see the...
Oh yeah, we just got a super chat from Matthew. Thank you. Saying, even though I like summer heat, my short hike was hot and sweaty emoticon. Need a couple of weeks to acclimate again. Not envious of you guys in the humid plus.
It's been gorgeous here.
The world.
It's been like 78. Perfect. It's been perfect.
There have actually been quite a few in the past couple of weeks. There have been quite a few evenings that have been surprisingly cool. Like almost chilly. But there was like one day, like something about feeling a breeze and the breeze feels warm is just like gross and icky to me. You know what I mean? It's just like there was one day where it was windy, but there was like no cooling element to the wind. It just felt warm. It was just like ugh.
Ugh.
Gross.
Made you want to retch.
Yeah. Disgusting.
What? Okay, so what do I use against the boss here on Wily 1?
Breakman, it just says Mega Buster.
No, I'm talking about the Wily 1, like the first Wily level.
Oh, you beat Breakman
Shadow.
already?
Oh yeah.
This one says Shadow Blade. Oh, I apologize. Before I get to Matthew's next one, I missed that there was another from Enchilada Backloggery and another one that I'll get to shortly. Thanks again, Enchilada. Saying, funny enough, I still have the Star Fox 64 one you made for me in my bedroom. You had the custom made one, and it's still great. Still such greatness. Enchilada is a good friend of mine way back from elementary and middle school days. I do not. Was that? I guess that was a Star Fox 64. Oh, that one might have been like actually dubbed from. Star Fox 64 was probably dubbed from the actual CD. So like those tapes I was showing, those were like I like put like a tape recorder up to my TV speaker and like recorded on them. And like later on, like I got like an external mic that I like plugged in, and then like I like put like a bunch of like paper towels and stuff around it. We probably didn't actually do that much to like muffle out the sound, but like in my head, I'm like, that's the way to do it. But like most of those tapes are like recorded off the TV speaker,
right?
You know, because I didn't have another way to do it at the time, or at least. I didn't know of a way, but wait, where did my stream window go? Let's check it. Oh, there we go. How'd that get moved over to there? Wait, that's the wrong one. Did I?
Okay, who do I use against Wily 2?
There's wait, is this?
Is it Rock? Is it the Rock?
Okay. Sorry, I'm just confused because I've somehow lost the stream window and I don't know where it went.
Can someone tell me like who do I use against the Rock? What is
it
the
Yellow
Devil
Mark II?
Yeah.
Hard Knuckle.
The hard Knuckaloo.
Hado Naka.
Shoot. I feel like I got plenty of things this time.
Okay. Alright. I got the page. But anyway, yeah, all those were like most of those. And I did notice at the time, like, ooh, when I put this microphone up to the speaker, it makes the TV a little purple in the corner.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't like that, but it always went away when I finished recording, so I was like, well, it's fine, I guess. It did make me a little nervous, but it never caused permanent damage, insofar as I noticed.
I used 2 E-tanks, and I was like, oh, they're just giving them to me like candy right now.
And then also missed another one from Chris Nate. Thank you. Saying, hey guys, happy Sunday. While listening to these Mega Man tunes, I started wondering, what are some of your all-time game soundtracks? Ooh,
all-time game soundtrack. I mean, there's
all-time favorite.
Like all-time favorite singular. I mean, I don't like this.
Well, all-time favorite game soundtracks.
I mean, there's plenty. Like anything super scalar have like all-time favorites. I mean, I guess some of them lesser known. I always loved like the Double Dragon title screen music. Kid Icarus has a great soundtrack. Like that first level is like it's great. We were talking about Mega Man. Mega Man X has like basically a perfect soundtrack, I think. The only time it's not that great is like some of like the last levels maybe.
Watch out! I believe that hole is one of the soft lock spots in Good Vibe Collecting's video.
The hole?
If I recall correctly. Well, that's where you start this level. Like if you run out of rush coil.
Oh. Oh yeah. I can see that. I mean,
there'd be no way to kill yourself though. Anyway, I mean, for me, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's kind of basic, but like I freaking love Final Fantasy soundtracks. You know, ones like 4 and 6.
4, I think is my favorite, for sure.
4, 6, 7, 8. Those are really high up there for me for favorite soundtracks. Also, in like Nintendo land, I feel like Kirby soundtracks are probably like the ones I'm most consistently attached to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the most recent ones, you know, the Return to Dreamland, Onward. I mean, they've still got, you know, the two main composers that have been doing Kirby since the beginning are kind of still the lead composers to this day. And I think they're still playing out some of their best work. You know, even something like Star Allies, which, you know, actually has like almost every Kirby track ever in it. It's because it borrows a lot of music from some of the games, especially for like the DLC content. You know, even though Star Allies isn't a great game, like the soundtrack is freaking amazing.
Okay, what do I use against this thing?
The next guy, I think you're about. Oh, Mega Man Hologram's top. And then you're up against the Robot Masters.
How do I...
And then, like, I mean, Chrono Cross is like such a...
Oh, okay.
Such a gimme for that as well.
Yeah, Lunar Sega CD. I mean, I could...
You know, like something like Chrono... something like Chrono Trigger,
Golden
I feel
Axe
like
is a great one.
Chrono Trigger itself is a little more hit or miss. Like, overall, fantastic soundtrack, but it's got some that aren't so great as well. But, like, the credits theme in Chrono Trigger is, like, the best credits theme ever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like any Ease, any of the Ease, like are great.
That stuff's always great.
I mean, I could pick out like dozens of things that are memorable. I mean, like anything super scalar, like you give me Space Harrier, give me Outrun, any track in Outrun, Afterburner, specifically like Final Takeoff, which is like the first one, and ideally the one with rhythm. You know, like so many different Quartet or Double Target if you feel like that's what you want to call it. I mean, that is a top track for sure.
Matthew also had a follow-up super chat.
Oh.
Thanks again. Saying, think we're going to get a beefed up Switch next, or a whole new console that hopefully is backwards compatible with Switch games. Also, Brave Fencer Musashi Forever? ? Why, yes, of course, Brave Fencer Musashi Forever.
The Musashi.
I doubt it's going to be playable on the next Switch, though. It's going to be a new system. I mean, I'm pretty. It seems pretty for certain that we're it's definitely going to be a new system that's almost certainly going to be backwards compatible. I believe it'll even run on like a different cartridge format, but I think it'll support original Switch cartridges as well, because that would be crazy for it not to. But it's going to need to have a new format because, I think the amount of data it's going to have to be loading and the speeds that's going to need to do it to compete with other systems, it's going to need much faster media than SD card, the existing internal storage, existing Switch carts. I think it's going to need to be a lot faster, but I'm almost positive.
Is Gemini Snake Man? Or is it Needle?
Pretty significant upgrade.
Pretty sure it's Snake. It is. It's Snake.
Yeah, okay.
Man, I wish I cared more about that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Like, I get that it looks cool, but like, I don't know. I just don't care that much. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't say I care massively, but I think it looks good. It looks pretty faithful, I would say, in the sense of like,
what do I use against
I think it's kind of I think it's a Blue Point style remake where it's using the, for the most part, I believe the underlying game is its basis, and it's just replacing the graphics.
Do you remember who I used against Magnet?
Magnet. Spark
Mandrill.
Yeah, but it's also recommending Mega Buster. So if Spark's not working, then try Mega Buster. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe clean up some of the mechanics a bit, but like the cutscenes look pretty much like I remembered them, but with new graphics. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not like excited, but I think it looks good. I don't think it looks like
is this
freaking incredible or anything. Like I would say a lot of the texture work and stuff looks, good, but not like, super next gen or anything.
Right. Magnets.
I think it'll be good.
Top Man is Shadow or no? Or is that was Buster, right?
Yeah, hard knuckle. What it says here.
I know, but Buster and Skill, I know. Shadow is top.
Correct. Back to the all-time favorite soundtracks. Thinking
what the heck?
NES, I feel like Blaster Master might have to be my favorite NES soundtrack.
Well,
Hop is really hard to use.
It's just very finicky.
Yeah.
Spark is who?
Spark is Shadow.
If once you beat them all, do they stay dead in this one? Do you remember?
I think they do in most of them, but I'm not sure. Like, I know Mega Man 9 for sure. Oh, it warped you out before you got the hell.
Yeah.
I know Mega Man 9, like Wily was in Snake. Didn't you use Buster on Snake? Or Needle Cannon? Did you try Needle Cannon?
Yeah, that's what I Man.
I think Wily is usually in a separate stage.
Snake Man.
But I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. Bond Commando music is often forgotten. I don't know if I would say that. I would say that's usually considered a pretty all-time great.
Yeah.
Although personally, I actually think the Game Boy soundtrack is even better.
I don't know if I would say it's better, but it's just as good almost. Basically.
Yeah, it's up. I mean, it's got the best password screen music ever. It just does.
I'm gonna go after the Shadow Man first.
Oh, Stefan's asking, have we tried the new Game Boy Mega Man games on Nintendo Switch? I haven't. I mean, I don't load up those apps very often because, I mean, I can play those games so many other ways that I would prefer to play. But that's actually a really awesome ad for the service, I would say.
Yeah.
That's very surprising and very impressive. I'm really happy those got on there. I mean, you know, Mega Man 5 is where it's at as far as those go. But I do want to play more of those, I would say. Because 5 is the only one that I've really played that much of. I mean, I've finished 5. The others I've mostly ignored, but there are interesting qualities to some of them. I've tried all of them, and some seem much better than others. Yeah, Game Boy Mega Man 5 is so expensive. The Japanese version is less expensive, but it might be getting into the realm of unaffordability as well. I forget.
Oh, the Japanese one. Oh, do you not have that one?
Oh, I do have it.
Okay.
But I've had it for a while, so I'm just saying I'm sure it's even more expensive now. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was not that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I maybe paid $30 or so for it a while ago.
Yeah, I only have the first one too. Is Gemini Spark? Sorry, I'm pretty sure that it is. No, it's Snake.
Snake. Brother! I always forget that Mega Man was on Game Gear. And that Wily Wars. The Game Gear game is Wily Wars, right?
No, it's like an original one.
See, I always forget that exists, and I clearly don't know much about it.
I mean, it's not... It doesn't matter. So is Magnet Spark, then? That's the one I haven't used.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Game Gear game is it's a real piece of shit.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not great.
Wow. Okay.
And Needle is Gemini.
Correct.
No, I didn't. I did pretty good that time.
All right. Well,
is there another?
Now we're going to find out whether Wily is in the same level or not.
What do I need to use against him? So I need to know what I need to charge up here.
Let's see. First part, 4 spark shots at the turret underneath. Part 2, hard knuckle. And then
top is last. I feel like top is last.
Yes. A lot of the early games, I think, like the close. In fact,
okay, so it is.
You almost need top.
Oh.
Am I not? Oh, good. Good. I can never remember. Some games are nice like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so there's 4 phases. It's spark, knuckle, top. Spark, hard, top.
And it doesn't matter anyways. Like, you can charge up your things, but if you continue, you probably...
Yeah.
So it's a spark?
Spark, hard, then top.
Alright. Do I gotta get under there? Is that what I gotta do here?
I don't. I mean, you might be able to shoot it
Spark
out. It's spark for the first phase, then hard.
How do I get up there?
Oh.
I'm just gonna use my E-tanks.
Just going for it. Oh, I think it's when he drops down that you have to do it, right?
Yeah. What? Oh, spark jet. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I can see that looking better here, maybe.
Yeah.
The guide I'm looking at recommends using rush coil to get up high.
Hmm. Okay. Spark, jet, shadow, top. Okay. So there's 2 more parts here. Or are these last 2 parts like its own thing? No.
Yeah.
It's its own level.
Is it its own level?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There's too many plot twists in this one. Too many plot twists.
Can't keep track of what's going on. Uncommented code, so you play 1,000 Year Door remake. As someone who isn't the biggest fan of the original, I really love the remake.
Of what?
I have not.
Oh, $1,000. Have you? Oh,
yeah. I that's interesting to me that you didn't love the original, but then really loved the remake. I mean, I loved the original back when it came out. I have not played the remake yet, but I loved it. on GameCube.
There we go.
The whole 30 FPS thing,
crushed
him. Doesn't it doesn't especially bother me. Like Origami King was 30 on Switch, and it looks great, plays great. I love Origami King. I think it's a bit overlooked. But a bit underappreciated.
Mega Man.
I mean, I can understand why it's not 60 FPS because it doesn't super matter for the kind of game it is, and I do think emphasizing the realism of the craft materials is probably pretty important overall to the look. It would be interesting if it has a 60 FPS patch though for the next Switch. That'd be cool. I feel like I might not get around to playing the remake until then anyway, so we'll see.
I like that it gives you all the robots from the previous games too.
That is cool. It's like the whole series has been building up to this moment.
Yeah, I mean this was.
It's like this is the end.
Yeah,
it's over.
This was supposed to be the last one, maybe.
Timber felling robot.
Stop and look at the mountain.
Former assistant to Dr. Wright. Yeah, they didn't even correct stuff like that, which is just
what's that up
neat.
in the? What was that up in the tree? There's a little.
That looked like a miniature Wily capsule.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I wonder.
I don't remember or not remember that.
That was Wily's capsule, so it was in. It looked like it landed on top of the tree. That was tiny. It looked like a Wily capsule for ants. I wonder who Top Man was a tops he spins your tops. I guess it doesn't matter. Did Wily made all these?
I guess.
There he is. It's your boy Infa King.
NF King. High Def Hyde says, I feel like if the Metroid Prime Remaster can run at 60 FPS, anything short of that level of fidelity should too. But there could be so much going on under the hood that, there could be, without anyone outside Nintendo analyzing the source code and stuff, who could be sure of what all the reasons could be that it doesn't hit that? Metroid Prime obviously has a realistic style, but maybe they have to run the textures at a higher resolution in a game like Paper Mario versus a game like Metroid Prime to sell that look. I don't know. I don't know where the resources are going to in a game like Paper Mario, but it's probably a lot more demanding than you might think. But I certainly don't have any answers there.
That's a hard lock.
Metroid Prime Remastered is, it's incredible. It's that is just an extraordinary, exemplary. One of the best remasters of all time.
This is a hard lock, right? This is a hard lock. Are all Mega Man's hard locks?
I think usually. Can you not proceed by pushing any buttons? Well, that's great.
Well, it's start and select and LNR reset it.
Well, that's a Super Nintendo thing. And they probably, but
I'm gonna play the Contra one.
Huh?
I'm gonna play the Contra one. It's still got a few minutes. I'm not gonna. Probably won't finish it.
No. But that did take most of the stream, didn't it? Wow.
Yeah. So this one, you can have the arcade soundtrack, or you can have the movie soundtrack. But I'm afraid we might get a copyright strike if we use the movie one. So I'll use the arcade soundtrack this time.
Yeah, that's true that both Metroid Prime and Thousand Year Door ran at 60 on GameCube, but the way that's going to scale up differently. I mean, I think Thousand Year Door, I feel like they were doing much simpler things. Like, technically, I think they were doing much simpler things on the GameCube with that game. And obviously, they didn't have to push for the visuals that they pushed for in the Switch version. But obviously, they determined that, the visuals are more important than the frame rate. I mean, I don't know if we might possibly know through hacked switches or anything how close it is to hitting 60. It could be actually very close to 60, but it might not be consistent enough. And, a wobbly 40 to 60 is going to look worse than a locked 30.
So really quick before you go on, like, I thought this was neat. Like, it's cool that he has like the soundtracks, but also he incorporated like the dual weapon system from 3. You can switch between 2 guns.
Oh, that's super cool! Wow, that's great. So, I'm looking at the foreground there, and it's like the American. I think it's the American version of the.
Oh no, it's you got the trees here.
Okay, well, I might have it reversed. Maybe I've got it reversed them. I somehow didn't notice until just a few months ago.
I don't know. I feel like I need to start over here.
I didn't notice until just a few months ago that the rocks are totally different between the NES and Famicom. Like,
yeah, they're darker in the US version, right?
Yeah, I actually like the way the US rock face looks better. Looks more overall. But I for some reason, like, I just never noticed that difference until I don't know. It just surprises me because I feel like the Famicom version has been my go-to version for years.
Mm-hmm. You just kind of forgot.
I do prefer it overall, but yet, like, one day I just booted up the Famicom version. I'm like, this rock face looks weird. It just blows my mind that I never noticed that it was different.
Well, it's never really talked about. It's just the trees, The movie soundtrack, I'm pretty sure that it's the Rambo theme, at least for the first level.
What are you playing here?
I'm playing with the arcade soundtrack right now.
Okay. Random Access Dream says movie soundtrack isn't music from movies, it's an orchestrated version of the Contra.
But I was just responding to that. I think that it's not. I'm pretty sure that first level was music from Rambo First Blood Part 2. The arcade soundtrack kind of blows. It's not great.
Yeah. I mean, the arcade version is not great. It's not a great game.
No.
NES is like so far and away better. E.W. Rooney is saying you can keep 2 of the same weapon, and when you die, you still have a spread. Which that would definitely be that would probably be the overall way to go. but it is neat to have the variety. Can you play without that tweak in this version?
I don't know. I maybe. I don't know. Oh shoot! Come on. I feel like I want to start over. Let me choose a. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna try it with a different soundtrack, though. I mean, I'll play it with a movie soundtrack. I think it'll be too quiet.
Well, hopefully it won't get.
I don't think that it. I mean, maybe it will. I don't know.
Won't get copyright claim. Oh, there were yet again. We got two more from Matthew.
I want people to listen to this. This is definitely Rambo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't want to listen to it too much on its own. I have still not ever watched a single Rambo.
The first one's really good. It's different than you expect.
I mean, I've known that for a while, so that is what I expect. But anyway, Matthew, I'm going to have to parse how to phrase this all with all the emoticons here. What? New House of the Dead plus gun peripheral for new Nintendo console. Would be an immediate pre-order, or if they made an effort for extremely robust online servers /play, and made a new keyboard bundled with the system, of course. Plus keyboard, or typing. Sorry, I'm not good at parsing emoticons sometimes. Typing of the Dead and typing of the Dead overkill bundle. Not gonna happen, but a brave fencer can wish. A brave fencer can wish. Yes. Oh man, typing. I wish I had typing of the Dead.
You can get it on Steam. That might be a time where it feels
do they wear Dreamcasts on their backs though?
Yeah. And the thing is like you need to get a keyboard to be able to use it. Do you have a Dreamcast keyboard? Because they're kind of expensive.
I know.
I got one for.
I don't have typing of the Dead. I mean, I want it on Dreamcast. So I don't want the. I don't know. Something about playing it on Steam just don't seem the same.
Well,
you know?
Well, you're using the keyboard though. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're going to need to hunt down a keyboard then for an already expensive game.
Well, like I say, there are reasons I don't have the game. There are reasons I don't have it, but I want it. And Steam just, I don't know. No, it's just something about the idea of playing that game on anything but a Dreamcast.
I think there's
don't sit right with me.
I think they also have like a House of the Dead overkill, typing of the Dead overkill, which would be hilarious, honestly.
I mean, yes, and the game as it is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I bet you like the stuff it's having you type out is equally as hilarious, and that too. I bet it's funny. I bet it is.
It probably is. But man, well, I'm at least glad to hear that they do wear Dreamcast backpacks on Steam. But all the more that would just make me be like, man, I wish I was playing the Dreamcast. Oh, that game is just like I feel like I've only ever played that game one time in my life, but it just made such a strong impression, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's just House of the Dead 2 with typing.
I know, but it's you know, it was funny enough. It was at school, and like I don't remember why I was there after school, but like some guy like brought in his Dreamcast and like hooked it up on TV at school after school. There were a few of us in the room and we played Typing of the Dead, and I'm just like, this is incredible.
I'm surprised there's not a translation on this, though.
I don't know.
This is definitely Rambo. I'm sorry. It is definitely Rambo. Listen to it.
I mean, I can't, but...
This is like...
Not that I would recognize it anyway.
This is 100% Rambo.
Blue Stinger is hilarious. I really want to get the Dreamcast version sometime. Or, excuse me, the Japanese version. I almost bought the Dreamcast version. Midwest Gaming Classic, but it was really cheap, but it had water damage.
Oh.
On the manual, and I was like, nah. But the Japanese version actually has like preset camera angles with you know, they were like designed by like some famous Japanese either director or cinematographer, I forget. And you know, the American version has like, you know, behind the character follow camera. And it feels really awkward to play. I enjoyed the goofiness of that game a lot, but I just could not get through it just because it's very awkward to play.
I have to say that the Rambo music, like, it kind of makes it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works in this case.
But yeah, while I was looking at that copy of Japanese Blue Stinger, on the back of the Japanese case, it says, "Merry Christmas, I will kill you." Man, speaking of "I will kill you," let me read you all the back of the box for Quest Fantasy Challenge. Quest Fantasy Challenge for the Game Boy. This was one of the games that I played for the episode I'm working on. This is Quest Fantasy Challenge, related to it's a spin-off of Quest 64. And while I read this to you, I want you to also envision that this is a not that impressive either clone or rebranding, I'm not sure which, of Mr. Do, which is, you know, the old arcade game where you're a clown digging through the dirt collecting cherries.
That makes it even funnier.
But I mean, that's what you're doing. That's what Mr. Do is. Okay?
Oh, sure.
So, and also envision, you know, cute little Quest 64 while I read this.
Little Brian.
This is the back of the box for Quest Fantasy Challenge. You had a terrible dream last night. Or at least, you thought it was a dream until you tried waking up. There you were on your way home from a night of merriment at the castle, when all of a sudden, it happened. The earth began to shake like the folds in a fat man's belly. The sky drew darker than a raven's shadow at midnight. That's when you heard it. The ear-piercing sound of the very ground you are walking on being gobbled up by the meanest group of freaks and monsters the night has ever seen.
Freaks.
You tried to wake up, but your silent screams only drove you further into the night. You only have two choices: fight or die. Quest Fantasy Challenge will take you on the biggest adventure you can hold in the palm of your hand, with the help from some cool stuff like silent flutes, fire rubies, and earth orbs. You'll be challenged every what? I can't even finish the sentence because it makes no sense. And earth orbs, you'll be challenged every air-sucked breath of the way. And then there are 4 bullet points under this. More than 10 monsters to beat. More than 10 monsters to beat. More than 20 levels to dominate. More than 100 ways to win. More than 10 million ways to die.
It's a bold claim. I mean, it's 10 million.
That makes me think of that opening to the Nina Williams game.
Oh yeah. Was it like 5 billion degrees of something? I don't remember.
It was like 5 million tons of dynamite or something.
Yeah,
something along those lines. Yes. But yeah, it's pretty. Oh! I think Mr. Do has it. 10 trillion tons of chaos. Was that it?
Something. It was close to that. Yes.
It was something along those lines. Yeah.
Something equally as stupid. But this Game Boy game claiming 10 million ways to die is like, who thought that was gonna fly? Like that was believable by anybody.
This is Quest Fantasy Challenge. It's a clone of Mr. Do, and it says on the back of the box here, more than 20 levels to dominate. One level takes 30 seconds. So this is like a super short game.
Like there's not even that many enemies in the game.
No,
even close.
Like 10 monsters. Yeah. Well, it's actually funny too. One of the levels, the monsters were these scorpions, but for some reason, one of them became like a snake lady when she was facing when the sprite was facing to the right and pushing a treasure chest.
Mm-hmm.
It was a snake lady, and then it turned around and it was a scorpion like all the other ones. So it's right facing box pushing sprite was glitched. It's not a great game. I'll tell you what though.
Is the snow falling and Japanese exclusive in this? I was losing bullets.
I feel like there are snow effects in the American version.
I don't think there is.
I could be wrong, but the blowing trees are definitely not. I mean, it's really all about that last level with the writhing, alien.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm here for. Yes, that's right. There are 2 quest games. So here's where it gets confusing. This game is called Holy Magic Century in Europe.
Holy Magic Century?
Holy Magic Century Batman. Yes, so Quest 64 is called Holy Magic Century in Japan. And this game, the Mr. Do knockoff, is called Holy Magic Century. Or did I say Japan? I meant Europe. It's called L-Tail Monsters. Quest 64 is called L-Tail Monsters in Japan, and Holy Magic Century in Europe, which is kind of a cool name. I mean,
it's fine.
You can't deny that. It's kind of cool. So this, like, Mr. Do knockoff is also called Holy Magic Central. But what makes that confusing is that the RPG, Brian's Quest, or Satan's Counterattack, as we know, is that was not released in Europe, and it's basically it is this. It's like the same plot and gameplay of Quest 64. It's basically the same game, but presented, in a an overhead 8-bit style. It's actually kind of good. But that wasn't released in Europe, so it's confusing, I would say, because they called that you would think the game called Holy Magic Century you would think would be the 8-bit RPG, but no, it's the 8-bit Mr. Do Club. So it is kind of confusing.
I always laughed when the bullets shot him in the foot there.
Oh yeah. Well, that was, back in the old forum days. Was this a common thing on other forums? Like you did like a community, some sort of I don't remember what the term was, like a community update post that was something about maybe sharing some stats of the active members or something, like how many posts they had made or something. I don't remember what exactly the term what we used for it was, because it was a pretty small community. But I remember one time Drum made this Flash animation. I think it was Flash. Or it might have been what was the other thing that Flash bought? Was it Shockwave or something like that? Macromedia Shockwave.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe it was that. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly.
Macromedia Shockwave. That's something that I've not heard said out loud in at least 15 years. Right? Well, I mean, when was the last time you heard that said out loud? Macromedia Shockwave.
I mean, probably about the same. Yeah.
It was Flash. It was their thing that built
they buy it. They Flash bought it, right?
And then Adobe bought Flash.
And then Adobe bought Flash, and then Adobe ended Flash.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he made this, but he made this. He recorded an emulator playthrough of Contra 1 and overlaid avatars from the community over the the enemies and bosses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And and he added little text boxes and stuff for Bill Reiser saying things. And I remember very specifically when in the snow level when the snow plow thing is shooting at your toes, it's just that it was just why are you shooting at my toes? And I think that was before I ever got that far into Contra 1 myself. So I just remember that very clearly. So when I finally did buckle up and play all the way through Contra 1, I remembered I remembered that community update post that Drum did many years ago, and if you get up against the edge, you're safe if you shoot your toes. So that's always stayed with me. We did play several weeks ago. We played through Operation Garuga.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What did you come away thinking?
I mean, we liked it. It could be
it was fine.
Certainly could be a better looking game, but the mechanics are good, and it's got it's got some kind of interesting stuff going on with like you can do these you can equip these like badges, which some of them had some kind of cool stuff like when you
This guy always cracks me up. He's like the football player.
You can consume these weapon. You can consume your weapons to like do like a special attack. Like so, it gets.
Forgot.
Yeah, I always thought this guy looked like a football player too. But you can consume your weapons to do like a special attack. But you can also equip a badge that makes it so that when you do that, you recover like health.
Oh, okay.
Because like the default is having like a health meter similar to the Japanese version of hardcore.
Oh, that's cool.
So it actually has some interesting like little gameplay ideas that kind of adds like a little bit of strategy to how you like manage your weapons and equipment and stuff that we enjoyed. And you know, it feels great to play. You know, but I you know, it is not the most beautiful looking game, but it was fun. We liked it, but you know, we're super big Contra fans. You know, like I mean, full disclosure, I did edit some trailers for that game, so you know, I may be slightly biased, but I was optimistic.
That's it. So. It's all right. Well, I did pretty good. You know, it's been a little while. Out of practice.
That was actually why I booted up. How I noticed the rock face was different, because I was going to record some footage of the original game for one of the trailers that they asked if I could help record some Contra 1 footage. And I'm like, oh man, I could capture Contra 1 for you so many different ways. If you want that. I don't remember if they actually used my footage in the final trailer though that I recorded, or if they used something else. But that was when I noticed. I'm like, oh well, I should probably, because I was going to use the Famicom cartridge, and then when I realized how different the rock face looked, I was like, well, I should probably just use the NES cartridge, because you know, obviously they want to capture the, you know, the nostalgia, which would be stronger for the look of the American version.
Yeah. I think that's going to do it, though.
Yeah, that was... it felt like a pretty dense stream in terms of just
we got most, like all of Mega Man 3 and most of Contra. That's good.
Yeah. Like, that was jam-packed.
Everyone should go to on archive.org and download that SNES port. If you have a way to play it, be it Mister or emulation or a FX Pack Pro or SC to SNES. Anyways, thank you to everybody who donated tonight, and I hope everyone has a great week. And we'll see you soon. I don't know. Next week.
Yeah.
Next week, same place,
yeah.
same bat time, same bat channel, same bat stream. Yeah. I should have said that when I played Batman and Robin. I didn't though.
Yep, that's right.
Anyways,
good night.